News Patrol.
Serving the Filipino people. News with no bias,
News with no exemption.
including nothing but the truth.
You're listening to DYLM 102.9 in your Radio Daya.
Bringing you the latest, reliable, and objective news from here and around the world. This is DYLM 102.9, the News Patrol.
The Voice.
The Agents. The Catalyst of San Fernando. Broadcasting live at CTU San Fernando Extension Campus, here are your news anchors for today.
Good morning, Philippines.
Good morning, Visayas. It's 10 in the morning, September 30, 2023. I am Shinan Boro.
And I am Julius Asoy.
You are tuning in to DYLM 102.9, the News Patrol.
Here is the rundown of the top stories at this hour.
Boy saves sleeping mom, sister from burning house in Minglanilla, Cebu.
PNP Organizational Reform Bill to address law enforcement concern.
Norway pledges $92 million in humanitarian aid to Ukraine to cope with winter.
In UAAP, Lebron Lopez cleared to play for UP fighting Maroons in season 86.
Daniel Padilla flies to Spain for endorsement shoot. We will be right back with more news after these reminders. No, what are you doing?
Well, what? Why? I'm just disposing my guard.
In the river?
Yes, why? Is there a problem with that? You look so terrified.
Yes, your garbage will poison and kill the fishes. It will also pollute the river, and the waters from the river go straight to the ocean. If the poison gets there, all the fishes would die. What would you eat by then?
Oh, yes, sorry. I forgot about that.
It's okay, as long as next time you make sure that you don't throw your garbage in the river. Don't forget it.
I won't. I promise.
Do not pollute the rivers. A friendly reminder from DENR and this station.
Babe, I'm pregnant.
No! How did it happen?
I'm not ready for the baby.
Then, what do you want me to do?
Teenage pregnancy is one of the major problems in the society. Be aware, be prepared, and be educated. This reminder is brought to you by DepEd and this station. Time check, it's 9 minutes after 10 o'clock in the morning of September 30, 2023. Once again, you are tuning in
To DYLM 102.9, the News Patrol. We're back for the local news. Boy saves sleeping mom, sister, and from burning house in Minglanilla, Cebu.
14,000 worth of property lost as afternoon fire razed two-story house. A 9-year-old boy saved his mother and sister who were sleeping inside the house when a fire hit in Porok Halwan, Barangay Tungkop, Minglanilla Town on the early afternoon of September 26. According to Fire Officer 2, William Alicante, investigator of the Minglanilla Fire Station, that the boy was playing outside when he noticed smoke coming out from their house at past 1 p.m. that day. Boy wakes mother, sister. The boy hurriedly went inside and woke up his mother, who was then sleeping at the first floor of their two-story house. The investigator said that the mother who panicked and she failed to turn off the circuit breaker as she rushed together with her children out of the burning house by then. Alicante said that they were investigating if the cause of the fire was caused by the circuit breaker of the house. We are investigating if the circuit breaker caused the fire. But for now, we cannot give information what really caused the fire because we are still investigating it. Alicante said that the owner of the house, Jerome Sigondino, the husband of the wife and the father of her children, was out of the house and working at that time. The fire investigator said that the fire did not spread because the houses nearby were made of concrete. The fire was placed under control at 1:42 p.m. and the firefighters declared fire out at 1:53 p.m. This is Joanna Caballero reporting.
DYLM 102.9,
The News Patrol.
For the national news, PNP and Organizational Reform Bill to address law enforcement concerns. Department of Interior and Local Government DILG Secretary Benjamin Abuelas Jr. on Wednesday said the bill seeking an organizational reform of the Philippine National Police or the PNP would help address emerging challenges in law enforcement in the country. The multitude of reforms provided in this bill are anchored in the needs of the PNP and the communities. It will also fortify the capabilities of our police force to ensure the safety and security of the Filipino people, Abuelas said in a statement. Senate Bill or the SB 2449, sponsored by retired PNP chief and now Senator Ronald De La Rosa, started rolling at the Chamber's plenary on Tuesday. This measure will lead to the first comprehensive legislative reform of the PNP since 1998, Abuelas said. SB 22496 to amend Republic Act or RA 6975 or the DILG Act of 1990 and the RA 8551 or the PNP Reorganization Act of 1998. The Senate bill is a counterpart measure of House Bill 8327, which was passed by the lower chamber on the third and final reading in August. The measure seeks to institutionalize the offices created by the National Police Commission, which are the PNP directorial staff, Area Police Command, Special Offices, and strengthened National Administrative and Operational Support Units. The bill will also transfer to the power to designate chiefs of police from mayors and governors to the PNP chief. Another key provision of the bill is giving authority to the PNP chief to immediately order the preventive confinement of erring police personnel, which De La Rosa said would foster better discipline and responsibility within the organization. This is Arnala Canyo reporting.
UILM 102.9, the News Patrol. For the international news, Norway pledges $92 million in humanitarian aids to Ukraine to cope with the winter.
Norway pledged 1 billion Norwegian kroner or the $92 million for humanitarian funding to Ukraine to help the country make it through another winter of war. Norwegian government announced in a news release Tuesday, funding is being channeled via the UN, including the Ukraine Humanitarian Fund and the International Red Cross and the Red Crescent Movement. The government said the key support will be provided to local civil society organizations in Ukraine, as well as the most vulnerable people, children, refugees, and internally displaced, helping to ensure that they have access to shelter, food, water and sanitation, education, health care, and psychosocial support, as well as protection and against sexual and gender-based violence, the news release noted. The provision of aid was announced at the third humanitarian senior officials meeting of Ukraine in Oslo, co-hosted by Norway and the European Union. The United Nations estimates more than 17 million people in Ukraine are in need in humanitarian assistance, and the news release stated. This is Jamlaika Kozar reporting.
UILM 102.9, the News Patrol.
For the sports news, UAAP Lebron Lopez cleared to play for UP Fighting Maroons in season 86.
Francis LeBron Lopez will make his debut for the University of the Philippines Fighting Maroons after being cleared to play in the UAAP Season 86 Men's Basketball Tournament, which tips off on Saturday at Mall of Asia Arena. UP Athletic Director Boo Parasol stated that Lopez, who signed a contract with Overtime Elite in 2021, received an unanimous decision from the board to see action as freshman in the Collegiate League. UAAP is not allowing its athletes to jump to the pro and receive special guest license from the Games and Amusement Board. Lopez, who played for Ateneo High School, never saw action in a pro league in the United States, but his contract was reportedly voided. Pressel believes that 20-year-old winger really deserves to compete against the best colleague teams in the UAAP after he committed the Fighting Maroons with the recruitment assist of Carl Tamayo, who opted to turn pro in Japan B-League after 2 seasons. It's all about giving him a chance to play. He's young, he's got the talent, so he needs to showcase whatever he was, he said. Lopez boosts UP's loaded roster bannered by reigning MVP Malik Diouf, returning CG Casino, JD Cagulangan, Harold Alarcon, and Terence Fortea, and fellow newcomers Cian Alter, Chico Briones, Seven Gagate, and Luis Pablo. Carasol, a former UP coach, was pleased with the preparation of Goldwyn Monteverde for Reloaded Fighting Maroons in their bid to bounce back from the finals games 3 loss to Ateneo last season. This is Joanna Caballero reporting.
DYLM 102.9 The News Patrol.
For the showbiz news, Daniel Padilla flies to Spain for endorsement shoot. The Chica Chicadora give us an update.
Daniel Padilla brought along his siblings Jose Carleto, Maggie, and Carmela with him on his trip to Spain for the shooting of his special endorsement. A productive day with the Supreme Idol and his team in a special endorsement shoot all the way at the Daramizas Vineyard in Madrid. Star Magic Daniel's talent agency said, showing photos of the actors on its Instagram page on Monday, September 25. Star Magic also thanked the marketing executives of a liquor brand, which appears to be the product behind the endorsement shoot. Meanwhile, Maggie and Carmela also gave glimpses of their trip through their respective Instagram pages. Their mom, actress TV host Carla Estrada, sent love to her children and dedicated a video to them via her Instagram page as well. Travel the world, my children, and be storytellers. Make your dreams for adventure a reality. In some places, we will be complete. Yay, she wrote. I love you guys. Meanwhile, Daniel's girlfriend, actress Catherine Bernardo, earlier said that even though they have marked more than 10 years together, their wedding does not seem to be in the offing anytime soon, as they both want to focus on their respective priorities at the moment. Just recently, she wrapped up filming for her movie, A Very Good Girl, with Dolly De Leon, and is now busy with promotion activities. This is Marilyn, your Chica Chicadora. Back to you guys.
DYLM 102.9 The News Patrol. For the recap of the day's hottest news.
Boy saves sleeping mom, sister from burning house in Minglanilla, Cebu.
PNP Organizational Reform Bill to address law enforcement concern.
Norway pledges $92 million in humanitarian aid to Ukraine to cope with winter.
In UAAP, Lebron Lopez cleared to play for UP Fighting Maroons in Season 86.
Daniel Padilla flies to Spain for endorsement shoot. And that's all of the updates for this day. I am Shinan Boro.
And I am Julius Asoy.
This is
DYLM 102.9 The News Patrol.
The Voice,
The Agent.
the Catalyst of San Fernando.